Hey guys, welcome back. This is Emil and today I'm gonna make another video, but it's not gonna be about any modifications to my vehicle. It's simply gonna be about this garage. If you care about your car and if you care where you park it, then you must like your garage too, like me for example. I love this garage, I love where I park my car, so I want it to be clean all the time. It looks the best. What I'm having now, I'm having the VCT tiles, which they don't look great anymore. I have them installed 4 years ago, and I did change some tiles, but the staining goes through every single white tile, and I'm trying to get rid of this and come up with a new system. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happens with this floor, and I'm going to show you what's the solution for it, what I'm planning to do instead of the VC tiles. I do believe that VC tiles are great for storage area, but not where you park a vehicle, because these areas are going to get stained all the time, especially if you are using the white tiles. I'm going to show you what happens with these floors. They look good only when they are clean. Most of the tiles are going to be dirty, require constant mopping, washing, waxing, sealing. What I'm showing here, I'm showing the humidity also, which is an important factor. If you live in a humid climate, your concrete always going to be humid. When you're going to change those tiles, you're going to apply the glue will never going to dry. And every time you're going to park your vehicle on the location where you're going to park a vehicle, you're going to put pressure on those tiles, the glue is going to come out, as you can see in this image right here. And you can also see the staining on the white tiles that doesn't come off. And especially if you live in a wet climate, these tiles is going to discolorate a lot. Now, one of the methods that you can use to remove these tiles is by using a heat gun. This method is going to melt the glue, but most of the glue is going to remain on the concrete. This is half of the garage removed after 5 hours. I have to tell you, this is one painful process and require a lot of muscles. One other method is to use a floor scraper, and I do recommend the one with the replaceable blades, because these blades are gonna go dull pretty fast. And as you can see, I removed some of the tiles are easy to remove, especially the ones that were under the car, because these were always wet. But some of them are not that easy to remove, and you really have to push on these tiles really, really hard. So as I said, this is not a fun process to do, and it took me a total of 11 hours just to remove the tiles. The next step is to apply this glue removal, and you always have to wear safety protection. Use a mask, safety goggles, safety glasses, and solvent resistant gloves, because this is poisonous, and if you're gonna touch your skin with this, that's gonna burn your skin. Now it is recommended to use this solvent in a layer of 3 millimeters. So I'm using a scraper, a metal scraper, to spread it throughout the floor, and I'm gonna let it dry for a couple of minutes. Then I'm going to use the big floor scraper with a new blade to remove the solvent with the glue. This is not going to remove the entire glue on the floor. That is probably going to remove at least 80% of the glue. The remaining glue, I'm still going to use a solvent, which basically going to be a paint thinner, because simply because paint thinner it's a lot cheaper. I can get almost 4 liters for the same amount of money that the solvent will cost me. So paint thinner, I'm pretty much using the same method. I'm gonna spread it throughout the floor using my floor scraper. Now I'm using the big scraper too to remove the excess. And finally the wiping part, which is going to remove 99% of the glue, and pretty much when it's dry it's going to look just like the one on the right side. I also decided to upgrade my lighting for my garage, so I'm replacing the neon T8 tubes with the T8 LED tubes from Philips, because the neon lights require constant maintenance. You always have to change them, they don't last even a year. The new LED tubes are a warmer color, 5000K. The other ones were 6500, and I hope that I don't have to change this as often as I did for the other ones. But anyway, I like this a bit warmer color, it looks amazing. Now what I'm showing here is the concrete paint from Behr, purchased from Home Depot. I do recommend to paint your floors if you are going to use the Swisstrax tiles, Ribtrax, because they're going to show through, and it's only a $50 investment, so trust me, this is the best money you ever spent. Use it on the floor before you apply your tiles, and that way you're going to have a uniform color under the tiles. These Swisstrax tiles are so easy to install that I even got my son who offered to help for the installation, and I have to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with these tiles. They look absolutely amazing. The color that I choose were the black, the slate stone, and the silver, and this is the combination that I preferred for my garage. And the style is also the Ribtrax, the one that have those gaps in between so that the dirt and water gets dropped underneath instead of sitting on the top of the tile. I'm also using a cove base to cover the concrete footing, and for gluing I'm using the PL Premium, which in my opinion is better than the self-adhesive provided by these cove bases. Use some painter's tape to keep it in place until it dries. I purchased from Amazon these aluminum channels for the LEDs that come with the milky covers. These are going to be installed at the side of the garage, and to line them up I'm using some old ski passes. Basically going to cut them to size, and I'm going to insert them inside these channels. That way I can line up multiple channels also purchased the waterproof LED strips. These are black with some wire extensions that come with the pins, little pins. That way I can create a gap between the LEDs, that's the transformer, and the remote control. Those are the end caps for the LED aluminum channels. This is where I want to have them installed on both sides of the garage. And to line them up, because the wall is not perfectly straight, I'm simply going to measure from the tiles. In my case I have 15 inches from the tiles, and I'm just going to keep that 15 inches for the entire length of the garage. To secure the channels in place, I'm using double-sided tape, which I purchased from Staples, from 3M, outdoor mounting tape. And I'm not going to put too much because these tiles are going to expand and contract, so I might have to do adjustments from time to time. Here I just had to cut the end cap in order to get the wire in because the plug was too big. Now I'm just taking my measurements to confirm the 15 inches distance for the channels. I already installed the LEDs, which they came with a 3M tape, self-adhesive tape, and because this is going to be a waterproof connections, I am going to use clear silicone at all the connections. The other end where the LED is a bit longer, I'm not going to cut it. I'm simply going to use some black electrical tape to cover that last LED, otherwise the LED is going to be too short. This is how the LED looks without the cover. This is the 30 LED per meter. You can purchase 60, 120. Now these covers are really tricky. You really have to press them down to the point that they break, but they won't break, which is a good part. They're really hard to install, but you really have to press them down. And as you can see in this video, those tiles are really hard on your knees, so you have to wear knee pads or put something under your knee, otherwise it's really gonna hurt. But installing these casings, it's a bit challenging, but if once you get the idea, it's probably gonna be okay for you. As you can see, these covers, these milky covers, because the casing is pretty small, they won't be perfect at dispersing the light. If you want to have a continuous light, you have to buy 120 LEDs per meter, which I believe are more expensive, much more expensive than this one. Here I'm showing that I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and because on the other side I have the cabinets which are lined up with the wall, but the walls are not perfect, and I want to keep them as close as possible to the cabinets because this is my walkway path. I'm going to use a laser instead of using the measuring tape, and the laser is going to help me line them up perfectly. Now as you can see, I also use some painter's tape as a guide where is my exact location for the channels. And the same, I'm going to use the same double-sided tape. As you can see, they're perfectly straight. They look absolutely amazing. Now this is my connection. What I purchased, I purchased 2 magnets switches. This is the transformer. These are the magnet switches which are gonna activate my light when the garage door opens. And this is my connection. From the transformer, I cut the wire. I have a continuous black, and the red is interrupted by this magnet. One connection goes to common, and the other one goes to open connection. There's also a closed connection, which I'm not going to use, but I'm going to use the open connection. So when the garage door is going to open, my lights are going to turn on. I also found some brackets in my garage which I'm going to use to attach this to the frame and to the garage door. And of course I'm going to use the same double-sided tape from 3M to secure this to the door and to the frame. And this is the location when they're going to be installed. And this is how they're going to look like. And this is my final connection. I also taped the transformer in the back of the frame. I run the wire from underneath of the tiles, right in between those draining channels. And then I connected my remote control there. Now this is the wire that runs in between the tiles. And for this one, I had to cut the pins of the tiles from underneath so that I can create a clear channel for the wire to sit, because I want to have this gap for the expansion of these tiles. Because if I'm going to use the wire right in that gap, that wire is going to get damaged probably in the summer, and then I'm going to attach this black aluminum trim to cover the gap. Now that aluminum trim, I got it connected to my existing trim. That way I can allow for the tile to expand from underneath. This is the finished floor. I think absolutely amazing. I love this. I can change the color of the LEDs anytime. So this is the garage finished. As I said, I absolutely love these tiles. I like the LED ideas. My lady mannequin had a brand new outfit, and I think that she looks amazing now. Yeah, these tiles, they really make me go and walk on my socks because they look so clean. You can see my car collection, and I absolutely love the floors. I don't have to wash these floors. Probably gonna do vacuuming once every 3 months because all the dirt and all the water is gonna get trapped underneath. And this is how they work. The lights look absolutely amazing. When I open the garage door, they turn on as they should. I could disconnect the light above, but I think that's going to be very dark, so I still want to keep it so I can see when I back up. This is also going to guide me when I park in my garage. That's going to guide me to see, because I have to park towards the one side of the garage. And this is how they turn off. Yeah, so this is my under $1,000 project. Tiles cost me 650, LEDs 30, channels 60, the concrete paint 50, the LED tubes 100. Everything under $1,000. You can have a showroom garage, depends on the size of course, but in my case I spent less than $1,000 Canadians, and I'm really pleased with the results. Swisstrax, I love them. They look amazing. You can buy them different colors. This is the color that I preferred for my garage. I hope you guys like my video. If you learned something from it, stand by. I'm gonna make more videos with more modifications to my car or other cars. And one more time, thanks for watching.